so hitting the scene. Shit tales of Oz and foreigner dreams. Tales are crazy wild as the wind. Laughs and madness can make you spin. Shit tales roll, Florida's king. The podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales roll, Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales roll, Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another fine episode of the Craptown Florida Man Power Ranking Podcast. I am your host, News Network, joined by the best in the business, the Field Marshal Extraordinaire, friend and co-host, Mr. Anthony Caruso.
Excuse me, have you not realized that I'm still going by my alter ego name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. His name Jeff.
My name is Jeff. Oh, I love it. How are we all?
It's been a crazy week for Florida, man.
It's been a long week. I got to be honest, it's been a long week for me. I spent just about the whole time of it in Melbourne. I'm back home in Sydney. And would you believe it? It stopped raining. Finally. But not before Sydney copped within a week about 250 millimeters of rain in the space of 5 days.
Well,
To give everyone an idea, that is about 2 inches of rain a day.
well, that's 2 inches more than Chile has.
Oh, God. You had to go there, didn't you?
Well, if you're not familiar, did you hear what one of the reasons why he's suing Ann Zimmerman is?
Why is that?
Loss of consortium. He is suing them over loss of intimacy.
Oh.
Chile, your
Well-
left hand count.
Jeez. Well, given that De Castro's been on the news, I think it's only fair that their ad gets another play this week.
Do you want to sue
Oh,
someone
yes.
you love? Need to protect your First Amendment rights no matter what the situation? Want to make yourself infamous in court? Make sure you give a call to De Castro, Myers and Blandino. De Castro, Myers and Blandino are the very best in self-sabotaging cases, ensuring that they can get you the maximum punishment for whatever crime you may have committed. They are also the perfect legal team to ensure that you can flood the legal system with unnecessary documentation. With the ability to practice nationwide, there is no need to risk dealing with land pirates. They come to you. And the best part is, it is 100% guarantee money down. So give De Castro, Myers and Blandino a call on 1-800-VEX-LIT and ensure that you are always making a record.
Habla español, premium dos.
Now, we can confirm, ladies and gentlemen, as well, that if you do call in and make a booking with De Castro, Myers and Blandino, you could be in the running to win yourself a 3-piece suit courtesy of Kim Blandino's Tailors.
I mean, normally I don't rock a 3-piece, but they do quality work.
They do, to be fair. I mean, Blandino does dress well when he goes to court. Doesn't mean his cases always work, but hey, he looks good doing it.
I mean, Lane was offered one of the fine suits from Blandino's tailor, but he argued over the giant novelty American flag bow tie.
Ah, yeah, you see. So this is the problem. When you overdo the bow tie, you ruin the whole, the whole pizzazz of the suit.
See, me, I'm more a fond of a standard, nice little skinny tie or just a string tie. You know,
Yeah,
string ties classy. Don't
Oh,
see it often.
I could see that. I could see that. Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without much further ado, ceremonial coin at the ready.
I'm going heads this week.
Heads is the call, and it's a tail again.
Mm.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to.
Be-
Oh, well, you did have a streak of about 6 in a row, so about time we started to level the score a little bit. And we're going to start off with our first story for the Shit Towns of Australia for the week ending the 25th of May, 2025. Number 10 is Port Pirie, South Australia. Now, everyone will be thinking I'm just going to be saying still shit, and whilst that is true, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that, of course, Port Pirie at the moment is going through the midst of a pigeon plague. So bad that the infested Port Pirie Health Building remains closed due to the amount of pigeon shit on the building.
That's nasty.
And this is despite the good people of Port Pirie managing to cull no less than 23,000 pigeons in the space of 2 weeks.
Mm-mm. Now, I did hear that they've reached out to a Texas-based exterminator, a Mr. Dale Gribble, for help.
Oh, and how did that go down? About as well as you'd expect?
Yeah, it didn't go too well.
Oh dear. Well, we can only hope it gets better. But Port Pirie, not only are you still shit, you're still covered in shit.
I think they took the term "shit town" too literal.
They really have, unfortunately, and it's now starting to become a bit of a concern. With that in mind, who is your number 10?
Number 10 is a Florida woman. Florida woman saved shark from fishing rod with her bare hands.
Exercising her Second Amendment rights to bare hands or bare arms, whatever the case may be.
Well, whatever it might be, a Florida woman saves a shark from a fishing rod with her bare hands. Don't miss the incredible viral video of this Florida woman bravely helping a shark who became tangled up in a fishing rod of her own paddleboard. Now, talk about keeping cool under pressure. This Florida woman found herself getting tangled up in her paddleboard with an encounter with one of the most ferocious predators in the ocean itself. Slowly and carefully unwrapping the rod from underneath the fin of the shark and then moving mainly towards the threat, the rope that she had tangled up the shark's mouth. She unwraps it and pulls it up. Now, there is a viral video of this that I can show. So I will be bringing this up. But just watch how cool under pressure she is.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. What's in its mouth?
The rope is.
The rope is tied around its teeth.
I don't think it's gonna make it, honestly.
I mean, that is a woman right there, folks.
That's impressive.
I think that's what we see.
Looks like it's a blackfin too. So
Let go. Let go. Let go.
come on, buddy. Let go.
You got it. He's keep going. Just watch your fingers.
No.
Very attractive woman. I mean, she
Let go.
can grip on me
Is he
anytime.
alive still? Oh, he's blinking. Ah, Jesus. Let go. Let go. Let go.
Jeez, wow.
Wow.
And there it goes.
I mean, that is impressive. Calm, cool, collected, didn't freak out once.
Early nomination for the Steve Irwin Award right there.
Right? Yeah. I'm just gonna say this. They did reveal her name. Christy Clark, age 43, of Big Pine, Key West, Florida. Give me a call. I'll bring the rope.
Mr. C will help out with that as well, I imagine.
She'll give us a discount.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Who is your number 9, sir?
Number 9 takes us to Orford in Tasmania. And ladies and gentlemen, this is probably one of the weirdest stories you're ever going to come across. A couple has filed a discrimination complaint after an emotional support alpaca was ordered out of a supermarket. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me right. An emotional support alpaca.
Okay.
Yeah. A Tasmanian magistrate will decide whether a seaside town supermarket breached discrimination laws by not allowing an alpaca into the store. Abigail Nigella Borst and Desmond Gall. How's that for a couple of names there?
It's pretty impressive names.
They lodged a complaint with Tasmania's Office of the Anti-Discrimination Commissioner, alleging discrimination after the pair entered the Orford IGA Everyday Supermarket with Violet, the alpaca, in December of 2023. They were asked to leave the store because Violet was considered to be livestock and not permitted inside. Violet has received attention online after being spotted at public places all around Tasmania, including the Hobart Airport, major supermarkets, an RSL club, and even boat cruises on the River Derwent and the Gordon River. The pair's complaint to the ADC was referred to the Tasmanian Civil and Administrative Tribunal, which has published its decisions. In the decision, Tasket senior member Robert Winter said Miss Borst and Mr. Gall's complaint was based on direct, indirect indiscrimination and offensive, humiliating, intimidating, insulting, or ridiculing conduct by the supermarket, and discrimination on the basis of association with a person that has a disability. Miss Borst has previously told the ABC that Violet goes everywhere with her and is the fourth alpaca she is trained to be a service animal, and has stated that she can't live without her. She helps me in public with people, and she lets my carer know about when I'm going to have an attack. Now, I've heard of support animals being used before. I'm not necessarily knocking it. But an alpaca.
It's not that uncommon, actually.
Really?
Yes. Here in the States, I have seen tons of stories of different support animals, be it cats, dogs, birds, even donkeys. But look at that precious little thing.
Oh, look, it's cute. It's very cute. Is it an emotional support animal? That becomes a bit more debatable.
Well, here's the thing. As long as it's been properly trained under the conditions of a support animal, not only emotional support, but as a disability accommodating tool, I believe so. I mean, I have seen people actually use emotional support alligators besides myself. I mean,
I would tend to only use alligators to improve my standing within a round of golf by scaring off the opposition.
I mean, you weren't complaining when you borrowed Wally for that round of golf you played.
Wally was very useful.
Although, did you really have to let him get into the Vaucluse?
Well, yeah, I had to pay him.
Well, he is a good boy. He does enjoy his bagels.
What's your number 9?
Number 9 is, well, nothing can get between a hungry Florida man and his late night Del Taco run.
Get some late night tacos into you.
In today's episode of Florida Man versus Fast Food, a hungry Florida man gets a late night craving for tacos, and it escalates to a full blown window smashing fiesta, minus the fiesta and and definitely minusing the tacos. Now, I'm sad about that because he didn't get his tacos.
Damn.
But according to an NBC affiliate for Gulf Coast News, a Florida man named Anthony Uzo rolled into Del Taco drive-thru in Port Charles, Florida, craving a midnight snack of fresh tacos. But unfortunately, his timing couldn't have been any less ideal. After attempting to place an order for 4 tacos, the employees informed him that the restaurant was actually closed and all food that they would need to make his tacos had already been put away and the grills had been shut off. The man, scared and thinking his dreams would be shattered, immediately got grateful and accepted his defeat. Or maybe he hit up the nearby Waffle House, but that actually did not happen. Our Floridian Uzo allegedly chose violence, according to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. After being denied his tacos for his munchies, he reportedly retrieved a pipe wrench or some other heavy object from his vehicle and delivered 4 blows to the window, in protest, cracking the glass and scaring the employees of the Del Taco. Witnesses say it sounded something resembling gunfire, which was not typically uncommon of the soundtracks you would hear at a taco run going wrong. One of the terrified employees called 911, unsure whether or not to report a break-in or an attempted audition for the next Fast and the Furious.
Jesus Christ.
As they insist in calling it Fast 10 Taco Tantrum. Okay, I'm done. But Uzo fled the scene. He was later captured by the Charlotte County Sheriffs, where they found him 1 road over, and he was arrested for criminal mischief, all because he was hungry and damaged a window, costing $2,000 in damage.
So we're dealing with an Uzo at a Waffle House.
Not an Uzo. But I do have an image of our Florida man.
Here we go.
And that man just wanted his tacos. Taco.
That man looks like he's trying to become Danny DeVito's doppelganger.
He should have gone to Jersey Mike's. They're a sub above.
I couldn't imagine what would have happened with it as well. He would have got so frustrated, he would have just turned around and said, so anyway, I just started blasting.
Yeah. Although, I do have a feeling that this might become our beloved Jim Finch in the near future.
I would not be surprised in the slightest.
Well, you heard what happened, right?
No, I haven't. I've been in Melbourne all week, as I said.
Oh, well, Jim has been running a fundraiser where people can donate to his GoFundMe, his PayPal, Cash App, and to the channel, which would deny him a day of. It started off as like Subway, but now it has escalated to Subway, KFC, Long John Silver, Arby's, Burger King, Taco Bell. And he cannot have these for almost 4 years now.
Is there anything he's actually allowed to eat at the moment?
Home cooked food, apparently.
Wow. So he's even still allowed to have that absolute abomination called Chicago-style deep dish pizza.
Yes. Now, here's the thing. People think, hearing this, they think, oh, he's not really going to do this. No. Because the previous year, he was on a self-imposed hiatus from ice cream,
Yes, I remember that.
and he had not. We have confirmed that he had not had ice cream until the end of his exile from it, and he will keep his word that he will not enjoy these delicious fast food restaurants, even though I might be a bit of an ass on the show and order some of it myself.
It
But
mate,
not
it
only-
reminds me of that scene. It reminds me of that scene from Red versus Blue where Sarge turns around and goes, "Dang, now he's going to help me eat all his ice cream."
But
we need some more Red versus Blue into this, don't we?
oh yeah, yes we do. But who is your number 8?
Oh, this is going to be fun. This is seriously going to be fun. Number 8 for the Shitdowns of Australia takes us to Perth in Western Australia. First off, we had a car impounded after doing burnouts in a school zone. A Gronkess allegedly torching her own car to stop others using it. But our story is absolutely hilarious. A gay club, Bears Perth, has been inundated with membership requests from confused footy fans after announcement of the NRL team, the Perth Bears.
Oh, you know what? I could do that better.
Oh my.
Oh boy, strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, because this is hilarious. Now, for those of you who know, I am a little bit of a fan of rugby league, and there is a long-standing foundation club that was in existence called the North Sydney Bears, a very famous club worldwide. They had been out of the National Rugby League competition since 1999 after they were forced to merge with the then Manly Warringah Sea Eagles to form the club the Northern Eagles. That merger disintegrated and the club went back to being the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles, and the North Sydney Bears were floundering in other competitions until this year when the formal announcement came through that the North Sydney Bears would be relocating to Perth and renaming themselves the Perth Bears. But then this happened. Perth's long-serving gay men's social club, Bears Perth, has found itself in the middle of a hilarious mix-up thanks to the newly announced NRL team, the Perth Bears. With membership applications flooding in from keen rugby league fans, Bears Perth felt they needed to set the record straight. They told Q News on Friday they would love it if a whole bunch of burly rugby fans showed up to one of our events, but warned, we are not the rugby club. Since the NRL announcement, Bears Perth, who prefers shaking a leg on the dance floor over shaking off tackles on the field, have been swamped with confused fans trying to join. We hardly ever get stuff from out of state, said Club Bears Perth President Kingsley Dawes on 2GB radio with a chuckle. So we got all these memberships and we had to call them up and say, you do realise we are not the rugby club. Bears Perth has been bringing together gay men since 1997, especially those who fit the Urban Dictionary definition of a bear. A husky, large man with a lot of body hair. Basically, big, hairy, and proud. The confusion isn't totally surprising as their clubhouse sits right next door to HBF Park, Perth's famous sports hub.
Oh.
Journalist Ben Fordham quipped on 2GB radio. So if you wanted to, you could go and watch the Perth Bears and then drop into Bears Perth on the way home. Oh, you know what? You know what would be even more hilarious?
What?
Is if Bears Perth ended up sponsoring the Perth Bears.
You know, this reminds me of another famous lawsuit that was going on right now. Have you heard of what's happening in Gotham?
No.
Oh, well, let me enlighten you. Lex Luthor himself is dealing with a bit of a legal issue. I have actually of this.
Oh, is that what it stands for? I thought it was Legion of Dildos.
That is a sex shop down the street with whom we're currently in a protracted legal battle.
Well, maybe they can join up and get good lawyers.
Maybe they can go and get Electric Six to go and perform with them because they want to take him to a gay Yeepaw!
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 Oh god, that song was everywhere back in the day.
Oh, and unfortunately, we can't play that clip because I imagine we get copyright struck if we did.
True.
So it just means you have to put up with our bad singing.
Is it really bad if we enjoy it?
We'll leave that to everyone else to work out. Who is your number 8?
Number 8 is a Florida woman. Florida woman postal delivery worker was arrested on DUI charges after drinking vodka at a house party on her delivery route.
Oh, geez, what happened now?
Well, we're heading to Melbourne, Florida. So,
Not Melbourne, Australia.
although it could be related. Just saying. But a USPS worker was arrested earlier this month in Melbourne, Florida, after she was had drunk alcohol at a house party on her route and was later caught driving the wrong way in traffic, according to her probation case affidavit. Kaylee Dry, age 33, was arrested April 12th on charges of DUI. Apparently, according to the affidavit from the Melbourne police, were notified that the USPS truck was driving the opposite traffic lane, south on the South Harbor Boulevard, and the driver was throwing plastic cups out of the vehicle. When officers arrived, they saw the mail truck driving west on East University Boulevard before making a U-turn and heading east, according to the affidavit. Police say the truck was swerving out of its lane and traveling in the opposite lane of traffic. After officers pulled over the mail truck and said Dry apparently was confused and disoriented, according to the affidavit. The officers conducted field sobriety exercises on her, and the results showed that she had become, she was someone who was under the influence of alcohol. Police questioned her when she said she was driving to a house on Riverview Drive when she was invited inside for a party. Dreyer told that she had drunk 2 shots of vodka before pulling over. I'm thinking it's more than 2 shots of vodka if she's this impaired, but the officers asked her why she was swerving out of traffic. She said, "Oh, because I had fallen asleep while driving." They then asked her about the cups she drew out of the vehicle, where she said, "Oh, that was just water." She was swishing in her mouth to not make the smell of alcohol be noticed. The police say they also spoke to witnesses who called about the incident, reporting seeing the mail truck on US 1, where she almost struck multiple vehicles as the truck swerved on the roadway. She was booked into the Brevard County Jail. No word on bond or BAC. But I do have her mugshot.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
And I think she's telling us a little fib. Look at her. Florida woman. Come on. Do better.
Don't show Jim that because Rose will get very jealous.
I'm not going to show that to Jim because I have a feeling he's going to try to set me up with her.
Oh, dear God.
If you're going to set me up with any Florida woman, it's got to be that shark-saving woman.
True.
I'll wear a
very
shark
acceptable,
costume. I'll reenact Land Shark.
Oh, very good.
Who is your number 7, sir?
Number 7 for the shit towns of Australia takes us to Shepparton in Victoria, where a family has returned from holidays to find a drunk squatter having taken over their house.
Why am I
Yes.
surprised?
Oh, God, here we go. A Shepperton family says they have lost everything after returning home from holidays to find the home they are renting in has been overtaken by squatters. Sanjay Kuikel, a junior doctor working in regional Victoria, his wife Nilima Gautam, and their 2 children arrived back in early May after 3 weeks visiting relatives in Nepal, only to find a man sitting on their couch, watching TV, smoking, and eating pizza. The house had been ransacked and stripped of $50,000 worth of valuables, including gold, silver, bags and clothing, kitchenware, their children's belongings, and even Miss Gautam's wedding jewelry from her late father. The man sitting on the couch was drunk and enjoying his dinner. When my husband said, "Who are you?" he said, "I live here." It was really terrifying. They could have had a weapon. It was shocking, especially having kids around. The family called police and the man was removed, only to return multiple times claiming the property was now his. The man had moved in drug paraphernalia, alcohol, groceries, and toiletries. Police told me there were 17 to 20 people coming in and out of our house every day. Neighbors were reportedly forced to call police at least half dozen times due to loud and drunken behavior while squatters were in the house. The locks have now been changed, but the family have been forced into temporary accommodation. Now, they do have a GoFundMe at the moment, which is going to be available online, and they've set themselves a goal of $10,000 towards replacing essential items, covering the cost of safe, stable housing, easing the financial impact, and providing a sense of stability for our young children during this unsettling time. I can report to everyone that they have achieved $4,000 of the $10,000 goal. But to give everyone an idea of the shithousery that they had to bear with, and indeed the shithousery that they turned the house into, that's what some of it looked like.
Oh my God. Is that a bottle of whiskey at the head of the bed?
That is not just a bottle of whiskey, that's a bottle of Jack.
Jesus Christ. That poor family.
Why do you need an extension cable there?
Well, Anthony, sometimes when a mommy and daddy really love each other and they want to experiment in the bedroom.
That's a shocking experience.
I mean, a little electric play is fine in the bedroom at some points.
Oh dear, oh dear. I feel sorry for them that they had to put up with a complete drongo just going in, squatting, and going, "Yeah, this is mine now." Oh boy.
Do you think he looked at the homeowners and said, "Look at me now. I am the homeowner now"?
Oh, stop it. Get out. And get on with your number 7.
Number 7 is, well, Florida woman, crappy situation. Lovers Lou argument ends in bloodshed and arrest.
Oh, here we go.
A Lauren Hill woman was arrested after allegedly breaking into a locked bathroom and attacking her boyfriend with a kitchen knife over an argument that took place over text messages about another woman. According to the Lauren Hill Police Department, an arrest report was made of Monique Chantrell Darling, age 28, who was taken into custody on May 13th, charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon stemming from what officers can say was a domestic dispute turned violent inside the couple's shared home on the 5900 block of Northwest 23rd Street. According to the arrest affidavit filed by the Lauren Hill Police Department, the victim told officers he was using the bathroom when the two began to argue through a closed door. Already right there, I have an issue because, well, let the man have his business, Let him handle his business in peace. Come on, we've all been there. But the two began to argue over a message over another woman. The argument then escalated with Darling reportedly banging on the door, managing to unlock it using an unknown object at the time, and was confronting him while he was on the john. A brief wrestling match started on the floor where the woman walked away but then returned moments later, forcing the door back open and sliced him up and down with a kitchen knife.
Jesus.
She made a side-to-side motion with the knife, cutting the victim, according to the police reports. The victim told police that he had blocked the knife but was cut twice on the lower right side of his body, causing a vertical laceration. Even having the ability, after getting the knife away from Darling, she grabbed his hand and then forced him to drop the weapon. Records showed the child in the house did not see what happened. However, they were telling officers that they did see her unlock the door and was holding the knife. Darling claims the argument began when the victim opened the door and punched her in the face twice. She then fought back, briefly placing him in a chokehold and fleeing the house and calling 911. Officers noted the small cut on Darling's finger, but no other obvious injuries. Searching the residence, they failed to locate the alleged knife used, but officers did report they found bloodstains inside the bathroom, aligning up with the victim's injuries. Darling was arrested and transported to the Brevard County Jail, where she was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And
This is insane. This story is absolutely insane. How did this not rank higher?
because the other stories are way, way worse. But here's Darling. Oh, Darling.
Yeah, right.
I will cut you again.
She looks like she should be in a WWE ring.
She looks like a low rent Nia Jax.
Yeah, you're not far off, actually.
Moving on to number 6 for the shit towns of Australia.
Number 6 takes us back to Tasmania, and this time we're in Georgetown. Jeez, it's been a good week for Tasmania so far.
Oh, seriously?
You know, for them to get 2 in these rankings is usually a strong week for them. But here we go. Georgetown, Tasmania. Gronk has been caught on closed circuit television taking a shit in public before stealing the Australian flag from a war memorial.
Oh, come on now.
Dead set. What is it with Australians at the moment and defecating in public?
Seriously.
I mean, please.
Save me, Jeebus!
I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Unfortunately, the story is behind a paywall here, but a 27-year-old Georgetown man who was caught on CCTV defecating and stealing an Australian flag from a memorial has been sentenced in court. And it couldn't come soon enough as far as I'm concerned, honestly. So in one fell swoop, not only was he caught dropping his pants and dropping a deuce, he then followed up by stealing an Australian flag from a war memorial. You, sir, are a disgrace.
No. I can understand if he was drunk and he dropped a deuce. Okay, I can understand that. But why do you need to steal the flag from the war memorial?
Yeah.
Do you have no decency, sir?
Oh, I reckon what he did was he got caught originally on CCTV. And this is what he was originally may have been thinking with that little voice inside my head.
Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
But it wasn't enough that he had to go and defecate in public. He then decided to go and steal the flag.
I see you choosing the hard way. Okay.
Yeah, we can see he chose the hard way, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Who is
Hopefully
your
the
number?
boys- Well, hopefully
Go
the
on.
boys in H Division can take care of him.
Indeed. Who is your number 6?
Number 6 is why the last one was so low on the list. But a Florida Checkers employee was convicted for murder over a missing mayonnaise packet. If you're
A missing
unfamiliar,
mayonnaise packet.
if you're unfamiliar, there is a restaurant chain called Checkers and Rally where they're based on racing themes. Also, they have some of the most delicious fries and burgers out there. Literally the best seasoned fajita fries you can get. Even cold, they are delicious. But Checkers, Riley's, if you want to sponsor us, please. We'll take gift cards and money.
Yep, absolutely.
But a Kissimmee man was arrested after the fast food employee was arrested that led to a murder of a customer. The Ocala County Sheriff's County deputies say that hold on, I need to confirm this name real quick. But a 23-year-old Florida man is convicted of murder for murdering a customer over a dispute over the order. And well, this is a crazy story, but I can kind of understand. Again, it's Checkers and Rallies. Elias Travis Mackey, not to be confused with our beloved guidance counselor, was working his shift at a Checkers when on Thursday he got into an altercation with a customer. According to the arrest report, the deputies allege the argument got heated when the customer, Wesley Robertson, complained about his order to another employee and asked to speak to the manager several times. And because of this argument, Mackey killed this person. Now, this is just one of the wildest stories to come out of Florida man. But yeah, over a missing mayonnaise packet, he escalated to violence.
Jeez.
Who is your number 5?
Number 5 takes us to Ipswich in Queensland, where a highway has been closed for days after a Drongo truck driver carrying a wind turbine part crashed into a low bridge. Oh dear. The damage bill from a truck crash on a major Queensland highway is expected to run into the tens of millions of dollars, and some warn it could happen again unless upgrades are fast-tracked. A truck carrying parts of a wind turbine struck the Mount Crosby Bridge on the Warrego Highway near Ipswich about 1:40 a.m. on Friday after reportedly failing to follow escort vehicles onto an on-ramp. The crash forced the closure of the highway's westbound lanes for 2.5 days, disrupting freight and local traffic. One lane on the overpass reopened on Tuesday, but the bridge won't be able to carry heavy vehicles until permanent repairs are completed. A Queensland police spokesperson said investigations in the crash were ongoing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves, because here are the pictures of the absolute brilliance of some of these people. That is the overpass. That is the part for the wind turbine.
There's not enough lube in the world to get that thing to fit.
Gets better as well. There's the damage. Did a number on that as well.
Yeah, you got to get that restructurally checked out, man. I mean, you can patch it, yeah, but I'm concerned about the structure integrity of the overpass.
And look at the damage it actually did along the road. Because that got dragged off in the process as well.
Again, structural damage alone, you gotta be concerned about. But Jesus,
That's bad. That is very, very bad indeed.
there's several. There's a YouTube channel dedicated to a overpass in the States that's known for just ripping the roofs off of trucks. I mean, you guys are finally catching up with us when it comes to.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah. I mean, but this is the thing as well, is that, you should know how, as a truck driver, you should know how tall your load is and know that if you're coming up to a bridge that's got a low coverage, you should know the height. That way you can avoid doing it. Speaking of which, I can confirm, though, NCR, that in the coming weeks we'll have a new sponsor coming on board, and it's actually a trucking company.
Oh, great.
So keep your eyes peeled because we've got a new business coming on board. We just signed them.
Nice.
So with that in mind, let's go trucking to your number 5.
Number 5, a machete-wielding Florida man arrested following a chase in Coral Springs, Florida.
The return of the trusty machete.
Yes. On May 18th, a machete-wielding Florida man was arrested. Coral Springs reports a 27-year-old Florida man wielding a machete was arrested early Sunday morning after chasing another man, repeatedly making threats to kill him, according to the police reports. The 911 reports indicate that at 4 a.m. on May 18th, a woman called and said her boyfriend was being chased along Riverside Drive by a man wielding a machete, who was later identified as Angel Ortiz Lego. And that's spelled Lago. So Lego my machete.
Okay, this is just insane, honestly. A machete at that.
Yes. Upon the police arriving, they ordered Lego to lie down and drop the machete. But then he began to continue to flee for a short time around the 8,000 block of Northwest 37 Drive, according to the reports. The victim's girlfriend told police that she and her boyfriend were at a club on Saturday, and then in front of her house, the father, Jose Torres Drake, drank a beer with Lego and parked his vehicle. The woman that said that an intoxicated Lego walked behind them and began to antagonize her boyfriend for no reason. According to the reports, the woman told that Lego left them alone, that he came back after retrieving a machete from his father's truck, or her father's truck, I'm sorry, and began to threaten to kill the victim. The victim then told police Lego originally told the man's girlfriend in Spanish he wanted to fight him. I'm surprised he didn't go with something like, "Hello, my name is Angel Ortiz Lego. You have my girlfriend. Prepare to die."
What is it with people with machetes? Do they just think they're invincible?
Well, it's also Florida man, so alcohol is a prime factor in that.
Florida man with a machete.
Yeah. Well, according to the affidavit, as well, the reports that the father was upset that his daughter had become, because his daughter and her boyfriend spent all their money on drugs and did nothing to contribute to the household finances. Lego then went and spoke to the police about the victim removing his shirt and threatening to fight him, which, well, doesn't really add up, while he was wielding a stick. Lego was charged with aggravated assault and obstruction of justice of an officer without violence. and was taken to the Brevard County Jail where his bond was set at $10,000. I do not have a well, actually I think I do have a picture of yes, I have a picture of Angel.
Oh boy, should he be in a B grade movie?
You tell me.
He looks like a possible NPC for Grand Theft Auto 6.
He looks like the kind of guy that would he wants to start a fight.
Yep.
Although I would pick a fight with your barber over that haircut. Just saying.
Is he trying to be the Temu version of The Weeknd?
I believe so.
I think so.
Moving on to your
Number 4, indeed. And we head off to Ballarat in Victoria. We've got 2 stories here for you. First off, a Gronk stabs his own brother with a sharpened dog bone. That's pretty impressive to start off with.
What the hell?
I know. But that's not our main story because we got one that's even more hilarious. A drongo tries to set fire to a toilet inside a police station immediately after being released.
Okay.
At approximately midnight, a 42-year-old male was released from custody at the Ballarat police station. Approximately 5 minutes later, police will allege the man returned to the Ballarat police station before entering the public toilet and obtaining a plastic bin. Police will further allege the man was observed by police members attempting to set the contents of the bin on fire inside the police station before he was arrested without further incident. The male was returned to custody and later charged with arson-related offences and was held in custody overnight and expected to appear before Ballarat Magistrates Court today. And what's always great with these kinds of ones, because this has come out of off Facebook, but you always want to check out the comment section.
Oh, tell me there's some juicy ones in the comment section.
Just starting off relatively mild. So, someone wrote, well, it's Ballarat. He would have been cold and probably needed a bed for the night.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Decent.
Yeah.
C. Give you a C minus.
Yeah. Give it a C minus. Someone wrote strip search, standard practice.
I'll give you another C minus on that one.
Another C minus there. See what else is there in the comments. Seeing what else is there in the comments section. Yeah, a lot of people saying he needed a bed for the night. Sounds like he did it for the free bed and breakfast. Yep. Someone posted the meme. I'm not even mad. The amount of stupid is actually kind of impressive. I'm impressed.
Oh.
And what was the last one? Oh, yeah, during the interview. So what's the next step of your master plan? There's the winner.
Give you an A for that one, boys.
Yeah. That's very fair. We've got to do more of those, Someone, spicy story comes up and we'll just go, what are the best comment sections? Alrighty, who is your number 4?
Number 4. Florida man named Friendly terrifies teens with a not-so-friendly Instagram post.
How to lose friends and alienate people.
A Sunrise teen is facing felony charges after allegedly posting threatening messages and videos involving an assault rifle during a heated Instagram group chat involving students. According to the Sunrise Police Department, the incident report listed Friendly Morbo Bronzinben, age 19, was arrested on May 15th. Yes, his actual name is Friendly.
Jeez.
The report indicates that a verbal disagreement between two female students escalated when they got a message posted from the accused using the username at Divine Godness, stating that I will kill for Angabelli, or I'm not pronouncing that name right. I don't care at this point. That the message followed a video with an unidentified person picking up an assault rifle from a bed. The post was reported and caused panic among several students who were in fear of their safety and concerned about skipping exams because of it. Sunrise law enforcement tracked the account to a female student who denied making the post and told the investigators her boyfriend, Friendly, had access to her Instagram account via her phone. Upon interviewing, he admitted about posting and using his girlfriend's account while she was at school. He then told police that he inserted and instigated the student group chat, who he believed were bullying other students. So it showed him and the detectives that the device showed the video of him on the phone where he had saved from 2023 the source of the original video. He was arrested and charged with 1 count of writing terroristic threats or to kill or injure, a second-degree felony in the state of Florida, and it was transported to the Brevard County Jail. And Mr. Friendly doesn't look so friendly when we look at him.
That is just insane, this. What is it with your stories this week and involving people with possible afros?
Hey, what can I say? It's Florida, man. But Mr. Friendly, you are not so friendly, and you are not welcome to the neighborhood.
No, no one should get friendly with Mr. Friendly.
Moving on to the medalist this week. Who is your bronze medalist, sir?
Our bronze medalist, it goes to Howlong, I should say, in New South Wales. Now, for those wondering, this is random even for me. So where is Howlong? Howlong is a long, long way away. Sorry, that was bad. I just broke myself with a dad joke. Howlong is on the border between New South Wales and Victoria, about west-northwest of Albury-Wodonga. So it's along the little stretch of the Murray Valley in that regards there. The story is, a woman has doused her friend with petrol and set him on fire after he made a sexist comment.
What?
Now, now I saw this story earlier in the week and I thought this is going to end up in the shit towns. And ladies and gentlemen, I was not disappointed. A woman who angrily doused an old friend in petrol and set him alight for making a misogynistic comment was suffering from depression and substance abuse, a court had heard. Corby Jean Walpole, 24, earlier pled guilty to 1 charge of burning or maiming by using a corrosive liquid. Her victim, Jake Loader, was 23 when he was found with life-threatening burns at a southern New South Wales home in Howlong on January 7 last year. Walpole tearfully appeared before the Albury District Court today, expected to be sentenced. The lifelong friendship between Walpole and Mr. Loader became strained by antagonistic behaviour between the pair in the hours before she set him alight, the court had heard. Mr. Loader and Walpole had been partying in Howlong with friends and returned to her backyard about 5 a.m. to keep drinking. Most of the group was heavily intoxicated and Walpole had consumed cocaine, because, of course, cocaine was involved. Walpole had described Mr. Loader as being antagonistic towards her throughout the night, trying to wrestle her and wake her sleeping boyfriend. I was feeling overwhelmed by Mr. Loader's presence and I didn't know what to do, she told the court. Her anger then fled when Mr. Loader told her that she should stay in the kitchen making scones where she belonged and not to go drinking with boys. She left the table where they were drinking to collect a 5-litre container of petrol from her garage and poured it on Mr. Loader before waving around her lighter. Mr. Loader said, "Go on, do it," before Walpole set him on fire.
Well, if you insist.
I mean, this is just the ultimate game of FAFO, honestly.
It is.
And just to show that we don't take sides on this, let's show some lovely snaps. First off, there's Corby Walpole.
She looks nice. A little mentally unstable, but nice.
There she is, walking in with someone I suspect is either her father or the lawyer. I don't know. And then there's Mr. Loader.
Oh, he looks like the kind of guy that would just start shit for no reason.
Yep. Yeah, I get the feeling he's a wannabe MAGA. Oh, I get bad vibes from that. So, yeah, not a great situation, but there we are, ladies and gentlemen. How long in New South Wales, a woman dousing a friend with petrol after he made a sexist remark? Fuck around, find out.
I mean, there's some women you can tell to stay in the kitchen and they'll just get mad at you. But then there's some who will escalate to violence.
Yep. And, well...
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
It did.
It really did. 1 minute, you're making sexist jokes, thinking you're top shit. The next minute, you've been doused in petrol and set on fire.
You've become your own personal weenie roaster.
Jeez. Who is your bronze medalist?
Bronze medalist is a Florida dad. A Florida man was arrested for drunk driving at speeds of 118 miles per hour with children in the car.
Get the wood chipper ready.
A Brevard County man was arrested around 2:20 a.m., according to Deputy Thomas Jenkins, from the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, when he spotted a Chevy Equinox driving at speeds northbound of 118 miles per hour, certainly well above the speed limit. The driver, identified as Juan Espinita, who was signaled to pull over into the central median. Upon arriving, the deputy discovered the odor of alcohol emanating from the car. Further investigation revealed his wife was in the passenger seat with 2 of their children in the back seat, 1-year-old and an 8-year-old. No word on bond, but we do have a photo of our Father of the Year here. And he couldn't be any prouder.
That is a massive forehead.
There is the hairline. There's just hair on top head. But that shit-eating grin, sir. What is up with that shit-eating grin?
Where there is so much going on in that photo.
He's 1, the hairline, 2, the grin, the look in his eyes of like, can I get another drink? I mean, I was doing good, right? I mean, 118, come on, man. You got to admit, man, I got that Equinox going real good.
The size of the forehead. I mean, it looks like his head actually gets wider.
He looks like if Mr. Peanut was an actual person.
Jeez.
Father of the year here, folks.
And for those who need it translated as well, 118 miles an hour. Let me see if I can get this translated out correctly. I worked that out to be nearly 200 kilometers an hour.
Florida man likes to overachieve, folks.
That's nuts. Most conventional street cars start losing it at 200 kilometers an hour. Sorry, what was that?
You hear me?
No, I don't.
1 second.
We've got some music coming in here, ladies and gentlemen, I think. Looking forward to this, actually. While we wait for it to come up. Or have you got an NCR?
Sorry about that, folks. My headphones dropped out. Apparently, I had Dwayne do some upgrades to the studio, and well, some wires may have gotten mixed up and uncrossed.
You see, this is what happens when he goes around playing Buzzers of Death.
Well, to be fair, Dwayne was working late last night, and I did find several bottles of meth shine and Vaucluse bitter around the studio.
Shall we move on then?
Yes, please.
Second place, the silver medal for this week goes to Hobart in Tasmania, where a pervert has pled guilty to filming a fish fucking video. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Not good.
You can guess where this is going, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's a pornography store. I was buying pornography.
You might remember last year when we started doing these fairly early on that there was a story coming out of Hobart about a woman who was filmed performing a sex act on a trout.
Yes. I remember. She had turned the brown trout into a red snapper.
Yeah. Well, that guy who filmed it has pled guilty.
Oh, thank God. Do we know if the trout is still in witness protection at the hatchery?
I believe so.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
A Tasmanian man has pled guilty to filming and sharing a video of a bestiality act involving a live brown trout that later went viral online. Ashley David Hallam entered a guilty plea in the Hobart Magistrates Court on Monday to charges of possessing a bestiality product and making or reproducing a bestiality product. The Dolphin Sands residents had previously pled not guilty to the charges, which carry maximum penalties of 2 years imprisonment or a $40,400 fine for possession and 12 months prison or $10,100 for production. Police allege Hallam filmed himself using a live trout to perform a sexual act on Catherine June Lee between February 2022 and January 2023, as previously reported. The court heard Hallam then allegedly shared the footage with 6 people without Lee's knowledge. The video was subsequently distributed more widely online, though prosecutors did not suggest Hallam was directly responsible for this broader distribution. Charges against Lee were dismissed by prosecutors earlier this year. Hallam's court lawyer today told the court his client was taking responsibility for his actions, saying both the state and Lee saving them more embarrassment, as reported by News Corp. Ultimately, Mr. Hallam is a man of his word and takes responsibility. Well, it's very good that you've taken responsibility, but as far as we're concerned, it doesn't save you from a good old-fashioned naming and shaming. Ladies and gentlemen, behold, Ashley David Hallam. Congratulations.
About to do with that tuna.
Yeah, I am as well. And ladies and gentlemen, just to give you an idea, that is what a live brown trout looks like.
That fish has fear in its eyes.
That fish has seen some shit.
He made me do unspeakable things.
Oh,
He said it was a worm.
I went somewhere that smelled like my friends but wasn't. Oh dear,
The only thing I can say to Mr. Ashley there is this.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Absolutely. Dear. Oh, I feel sick from that, honestly. Who is your silver medalist?
Well, my silver medalist, the post has been removed, but it is a doozy. A Jewish Florida man was arrested after shooting two men he thought were Palestinian, but were actually Israeli Jews. The original post has been pulled down from the Florida Man subreddit. However, I did read it beforehand. And our Florida man saw these two men who he thought were Palestinian while driving, pulled out a firearm and opened fire at them approximately 17 times. I understand with the current climate of what's going on with Palestine and Israel that it is one of the hot-butted issues right now. But when it was revealed to him that the two men in question were not actually Palestinian, but Israeli Jews, he had the look on his face of, oh, fuck, I done fucked up now.
Uh-oh.
He was arrested for attempted murder for 2 counts of that, reckless discharge of a firearm, and reckless driving. Let me see if I can pull the article back up and get a photo of this guy. Because this was crazy. Yes, I found it on The Guardian, but I don't think there is an actual photo of the gentleman in question. So I'll post the link from The Guardian in the description box today. But from the side, one man was grazed on the left shoulder and the left forearm. There is surveillance video of it. The man was charged, is in custody, and well, you can see why this made the silver medal. I mean, this was just, oh, okay, I found his photo. So, good time to shame. I will post the link to that article in the description box instead of the one from The Guardian. This is from the Times of Israel. This is our Florida man who did the shooting, who is a despicable individual.
Yep, disgrace.
I mean, I get it. It's a hot butt issue, but to result to that is no need. There was no need for that. All because of, well, stupidity.
Oh dear.
Who is your gold medalist, sir?
My gold medalist, well, if ever there was going to be a case where we're going to need one of our sponsors' support for this, it's going to be this one. Because our shittest town of Australia for the week ending the 25th of May, 2025, is Nagamaryanga in the Northern Territory. Don't try and pronounce it. And, oh boy. A 4-year-old boy has been shot with a crossbow during a brawl. Northern Territory Police are investigating after a child was struck with an arrow in Narragumpa or Palumba yesterday. Around 5:30 p.m., police received a report of a disturbance involving multiple people allegedly armed with weapons. A short time later, local clinic staff contacted police advising a 4-year-old male child had been presented to the clinic by his mother with an arrow protruding through his right foot. The injuries are considered non-life-threatening and the child is being conveyed to Royal Darwin Hospital for treatment. Initial investigations indicate up to 4 males approached a residence, with one firing a crossbow through the front door, striking the child. Police have identified the alleged offender, and efforts are currently underway to locate him. Anyone with information is urged to contact police on 13144 or to visit your local police station. However, we can inform you that at least 2 of those 4 people have now been arrested.
I'm at a loss of words on this one. I have no words on this one. I mean,
my nomination for these 4 gentlemen, I've got them as nominations for the Golden Third.
I got them booked into a chance to meet the wood chipper.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go check out our good friends at Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium. Just where these four people are going.
Mention the promo code Chippy, and you can get a free tarp with your next rental.
With that, who is your gold medalist?
Gold medalist is a Florida dad yet again. A Florida man shoots and kills stepson in an argument over his brother's Fortnite punishment, police say.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Now, this one is a very sensitive one, and I apologize if it upsets anybody, but this is one of those where we have to talk about. But a Florida man identified as Kelly Edgar Garcia was arrested on murder charges in Davenport in Polk County, Florida. The 43-year-old man shot and killed his adult stepson Wednesday night in Davenport after his stepson, 9-year-old brother, grabbed a gun following an argument over the video game Fortnite. Kelly was arrested on charges of second-degree murder and unlawful storage of a firearm. According to the police reports, around 7 p.m., Garcia and his wife were in their home with their 3 biological children, ages 9, 11, and 26. The 9-year-old was in an argument with the older brother upstairs playing Fortnite, which was forbade by his parents. The 9-year-old's mother described the 9-year-old as taking his cell phone, which was upsetting to the boy, who then took a 9mm handgun out of the nightstand dress drawer in the parents' bedroom, according to the police. The parents struggled with the boy over possession of the firearm, and Garcia was able to wrestle the firearm from him, according to the police. The 29-year-old, who I'm not going to identify, it was 26-year-old, I'm sorry, entered the room and noticed that his brother was in an agitated state, according to news reports and the Davenport police. According to Garcia and Martinez, the mother and father, they began to argue, and Garcia shot him several times in the chest and abdomen area. Martinez retreated from the room. Garcia shot him twice in the back after collapsing to the ground. The victim was pronounced deceased by police, and Garcia was arrested and taken into custody into the Polk County Jail.
Jeez, really?
I know this is a heavy story, but I want to nominate this man for the shittiest person we can think of.
Yeah, that's up there.
You, sir, belong in the wood chipper, the lowest pits of hell, and well, there's not much more we can say about this. And I don't want us to leave on a sour note. So I'm gonna pull up something a little bit funny for us to have as a little tension breaker. But a Florida man steals a baby alligator from a mini golf business.
Oh,
we needed
too
money to relieve the tension on this. And well, Larry,
I'm your moderator, Larry King. Now a word to our audience. Even though we're being broadcast on Fox, there's no need for obnoxious hooting and hollering.
Thank you, Fox 35 Orlando, for bringing us this story. But a Florida man steals baby alligator from a mini golf business. And well, there's not much to the article, but there is a video we can play. I'm waiting for the ad to stop so I can share it. But why steal the baby alligator? Are you trying to get ready to RKO it or something? It's too small for that.
Oh, that's too good. Really?
Okay, so I'm bringing the story up. Let me share screen so we can have a bit of levity here with this last story.
Golf business, and the whole deputies are looking for a man who they say snatched a baby gator from a mini golf business, and the whole thing was caught on camera. You can see the man walk up to the pond where the alligator was being kept. The man used what looked to be a makeshift fishing pole to catch it. By the way, this happened early Monday morning in Port Richey. Deputies say he then rode off on a blue bike with the gator wrapped in a cloth, and they're still trying to figure out who the guy is.
I'm sorry, we needed the levity. That was a hard story. I needed.
What is it? What is it? What is it with alligators that have been found on golf courses of various kinds?
Well, I'm assuming this one was more of like a mascot or a pet for the mini golf course.
It's still a mini alligator on a mini golf course. It's appropriately sized.
It is. It is. But my man stole it and rode off on a bike. Nonchalantly, like he's done it before.
Oh, as long as he's a professional.
He has makeshift fishing.
Oh, jeez. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that comes to the end of another Cracktown's Florida Man Power Ranking podcast. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that of course every one of our stories will be in the description below, along with a link to the Shitowns of Australia Facebook page. Make sure you give that page a like.
Again, folks, this has been a heavy week, but we ended on a bit of a jolly note with Baby Gator.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that sometime in the future will be our next live episode of this very podcast.
Oh, yes. And we will not be airing on our usual Sunday night. We have graciously traded spots with our fellow friends of the YouTube community. Really cool news. We'll be on Monday night, Eastern Standard Time at 8 p.m. Where tonight, the really cool news we'll be doing, it's Suck It Phil Australian Monday special.
Ah, jeez.
Well,
why am I worried?
Soft sit bingo will be enjoyed. And on
one can only hope.
I am NCR News Network.
I'm Anthony Caruso.
And we will see you guys next time.